Y'all saw the title. It sucks. I have to move prop firms. And in today's video, we're going to talk about everything in between. Now, I'm going to talk you guys through all of this, so let's just go ahead and start from the beginning. I started trading futures about a month and a half ago. I started with Topstep. I was a big fan of Topstep. I thought they had a great platform. I thought they had a really great UI. I thought it was really easy to understand their platform, use it, get payouts, etc. I was able to take over $5,500 worth of payouts in my first month trading futures and trading futures with Topstep. So I had a great time, a great experience. I had nothing bad to say until about 2 weeks ago. Now, if you guys don't know, 2 weeks ago, we got a lot of volatility in the metals market, and that led Topstep to limit the contracts that you can trade. Now, they didn't really say why, but they did limit contracts from 10 on gold and silver, down to 5 contracts on gold and silver, down to 2 contracts on gold and silver, and now it is currently 1 contract of gold and 0 contracts of silver on an Express account. Now, if you guys know who I am, know what I trade, you guys know I'm a huge silver bull. I love silver. I really do truly understand the movement of silver. It was my best performing asset. And by the way, I had 2 funded accounts. I didn't copy trade those 2 funded accounts. I took individual trades across those accounts with 1 contract, no more, no less, of silver. And I was able to take $5,300 in payouts. So when my top performing asset is taken away from me, I'm not a big fan of that. That sucks. Now, additionally, and this is gonna these next 2 things are gonna apply to everybody. If you don't trade silver, that doesn't apply to you, that's fine, but this is going to apply to everybody. They increased their prices on their evals by $20 across the board. So most of us were buying those 50K accounts for about $89. Now they're $109. If you want to do the back to funded platform, which I highly disagree with, I don't think you should be paying that much to get back to funded, but if you're going to do so, it went from $500 all the way up to $699. So a $200 jump over there, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I don't know if they're getting ready to go out of business or what, but they are seemingly going for a cash grab. And that leads me into my next point, where they sent out an agreement that you have to sign before continuing to trade with Topstep. So please read this carefully, and if you've already signed it, please understand what this means. Now, I signed it as well. I'm going to continue to trade on Topstep until my accounts, whatever happens. But this agreement basically states that they can ban you at any time for any reason, no questions asked, and they are now using a no reply email to send you this message that you have gotten banned so that you can't even reply to them or get any help. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that seems a little scummy, right? That doesn't seem very ethical or morally correct or any of those kind of, big words, right? That seems wrong. So, for that reason, I'm moving away. I'm not going to be buying accounts for now $20 more than I was. And then on top of that, have the possibility of losing all my accounts. I mean, realistically, I would assume that they're going after people that have large payouts waiting. So, say I have, $10,000 in payouts, well, they might just ban me and then just say, "Oh, you were, cheating or hedging or doing something like that," just as a cop out so they don't have to pay me. I'm not going to take that risk personally. I don't think you should take that risk. I'm not telling anybody to move away from Topstep. I'm just telling you guys my opinion and what I'm doing. Now, I am moving away from Topstep for those 3 reasons combined. One, I want to trade silver. 2, I don't want to pay $20 more than I was just a month ago. And 3, I would like to continue to trade and not get banned for seemingly no reason. Now, that's really everything I wanted to go over on the Topstep side of things. I really just want to make sure that you guys are understanding and, aware of what they're doing, why they're doing it, all that kind of stuff. Because I do think it's very important, and I don't want anybody to get banned or anything like that. Or at least if they do get banned, I want you to understand the reasoning why, since apparently Topstep isn't going to be giving you that reason. So I want to move on now, stop being so negative and start being a little bit positive. And I'm going to talk about the account that I went ahead and bought. So I went ahead and I joined up on a new prop firm that I've honestly liked so far. And that prop firm is going to be Lucid Trading. Now, I went ahead and I bought this 50K flex account. This one is the most well related to the Topstep accounts. This one is $91 with a reset fee at $85. So both of those options are cheaper than the Topstep. And by the way, if you guys use code VAULT in all caps, it's not my code, but it will get you guys over 40% off. And you guys can use that code 5 different times before it drops down to 30%. So you guys can get accounts for $65 and then around $75 even after that. So very much cheaper than what we were seeing on Topstep. We had a problem. Topstep was too expensive. Solution, Lucid is much cheaper. Bingo. Problem number 2, we couldn't trade silver. Solution number 2, Lucid lets you trade silver. So that's why I went with Lucid. Of course, there's other prop firms out there that let you do both of those. But I went ahead and checked out Lucid because I heard good things about it, and their evals were pretty nice, and they have a bunch of different options as well. So make sure you guys check these out. There's a bunch of different options, but I went with the Flex account where you guys have 2 days, or you can pass in 2 days. You need to make $3,000 before you lose $2,000. meaning that you have a 50% consistency rule where you should make $1,500 your first day, $1,500 that second day, and pass that eval as fast as possible. Now, their funded rules are essentially the same as well. 5 days of $150 in profit is going to get you a payout, and you still have that $2,000 drawdown. Other than that, there is no other considerable differences. I do believe that the split is 90-10 as well, which is the same as Topstep, which of course I'm a big fan of because I've already taken my payouts. I understand what that split is going to look like. So I'm a big fan. Not a whole lot is changing other than the actual platform itself, and that is what I was shooting for. I don't want to have to pick up a whole bunch of new rules. I don't want to have to do a whole bunch of new things. I don't want to have to change my trading strategy because a prop firm says so, and that is why I went with Lucid. Now, if you're going to go with Apex or whatever, go do that. But this is just for Lucid here, and you guys can see their dashboard's actually pretty cool. I talked about UI, I talked about how much I love the way the Topstep looked, how easy it was to understand. And I'm a big fan of Lucid as well. I think it looks really, really good. And you guys can see on day one, I was able to make that $1,500 and $1,500. Yeah, 15. God, dude, I'm tweaking this morning. $1,511 in profit on my first day trading. And of course, I did this with silver because I can yet again trade it. So I'm very, very happy with that. And I am very happy with my choice of actually opening this eval today. So I could catch that orb break on silver. Now, once again, I'm just $1,500 away. I can pass this eval tomorrow, get funded, and then inevitably work towards my first payout, which I plan to do and broadcast here for you guys. Now, you guys can also go to your account summary, and I do want to talk you guys through a little bit of both at once. Now, I had a lot of people signing up for Lucid and telling me that they wanted to go with that account and try it out with me. So if you guys are doing that, I'm going to help you guys get set up while I do also explain everything. Now, another big thing with Lucid, and one of my main reasons for going with Lucid, was actually that you can trade on TradingView. I'm a huge fan of that. I trade on TradingView every single day, and so it is really nice to have everything in one, spot. So what you are going to do if you are signing up for a Lucid account, and you guys can come back to this video when you need it, but you're going to go to this show credentials right here. Okay, once you get that, it's going to have a username and a password. Once you get that username and a password, you're going to come over here to your charts here. Then you're going to go up to the top. Sorry, let me move my camera here. You guys are going to go up to the top right where it says trade up here. Now it will say trade, but it won't have this little emblem. You want that emblem, and you will click trade. It will open up a bunch of prop firms that you can sign up with. You're going to sign up for TradeVacate, and you're going to put in that username and password that was in your credentials. Once you do that, you will see this. You will be brought to this screen, and you guys will be able to see your orders, how you guys will sell your orders, buy your orders, your stop loss, your take profits, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm a big fan of the way that Lucid does this. Now, I will say it is a little bit of a learning curve in comparison to Topstep, which I did expect. And I will tell you it's not that bad. It is a learning curve that you're going to have to maybe play around with. And you guys can see I was taking a bunch of trades, all of these trades back towards anything from right here back is all a bunch of practice trades. So don't take that into consideration. But I was kind of trying to figure it out, and I'm telling you guys, I figured it out in about 30 minutes. It's nothing too crazy. It's very similar, just a little bit different in the way that you do have to work around it. But other than that, that's really it. Once you get here, you can trade. All of your trades are going to go back to that Lucid account where you guys can go back and see exactly how you did. You guys will be able to see your account balance down here, your equity, your orders, your account summary, your notification logs. Everything that you guys need to see is pretty much here. There really isn't anything that is missing that Topstep had. I'll be honest, it's pretty much the exact same. Of course, things are in a little bit different of a spot, but I honestly enjoy that, having a little bit of a change and also being able to trade, futures and then jump over and see how Nvidia is doing for the day, and then jump over and see how Ethereum's doing for the day, and then jump over and see how silver is doing for the day, instead of having to go from, Nvidia on TradingView back over to Topstep where I'm looking at my charts, then back over. So I really do like that. It makes it a lot easier for me, and it really does kind of take out that extra step of figuring things out. It's going to be a lot more simple, a lot easier, a lot more smooth. So I'm a big fan of this. I really do like Lucid. I don't have much more to talk about because honestly, it's my first day with this. I like it so far. But just like Topstep, that can change. So make sure you guys do your own research on Lucid. Make sure you guys do your own research on whatever you guys are going to be jumping into. And please make sure you guys do your research on what Topstep came out with in that agreement. It's not that I'm telling you guys to move away from Topstep, but I'm saying please be understanding of what Topstep is now saying that they are going to be doing. Now, you can literally get banned, and I have heard people that have gotten banned for nothing. They can literally just take your accounts and just tell you to go kick rocks. So just please be careful with that. But other than that, let me know in the comments down below, once again, what prop firm you are trading with. If you guys like Lucid, if you don't like Lucid, if you like, Apex or Take Profit Trader or whatever you guys like, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be trying all of these out. So I am very, very interested to kind of, survey the land and see what I do like, and hopefully find a new home with a prop firm. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Make sure you guys do drop a like and subscribe. Make sure you guys do check out the video on each side of me here, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Deuces.